Hi, this is Jamey with Stonemeyer Games, and I'm here today to talk about my favorite game mechanism in Rococo. Rococo is a classic style Euro game about making dresses, which I feel like anytime this game is brought up, people say it's about making dresses, but it's still an actual, really interesting, fun theme. Making dresses isn't something I would normally think to do or that I would enjoy doing in a game, but it works really well here, and it's kind of nice to have a unique Euro theme. Rococo has a lot of interesting things going for it, but I want to focus on my favorite game mechanism in the game, which is the way filling orders works, because there are several interesting decisions that go into filling orders, which I think is really clever. Usually, I think in a lot of Euro games, when you complete a goal or fill an order, whatever an order is in that game, in this game, it's making a dress. But in any game where you're filling an order, usually it's pretty straightforward. You accumulate the resources that you need to fill the order, and then you do it, and then you get the thing in return. You get money or victory points, whatever it is in that game. In Rococo, though, there are multiple interesting decisions that can be made when you fill an order, and they can be made in a short amount of time. This system wouldn't work if it takes you 5 minutes to figure out what you're going to do after you fill the order. I'll explain what I mean by this. So in Rococo, when you fill an order, there are these dress tiles, and there are different colors of dresses, and on each color of dress, it requires a certain type of material, and usually either silk, or there's one other resource that's like silk in the game that you can use to make the dress. There's a requirement on the dress to make it. You turn in some resources and you make the dress. The dresses are on a river, so that every round, all the dresses that have been made, all the slots that have been filled, they shift over, and you put new dresses down there. And so what you do is you turn these materials, and you choose the dress that you're going after to make, and you make it. And this is where the decisions start to happen. The first decision you make is, do you want to get money from the dress, or do you want to get victory points? This is a big deal in Rococo because money is actually pretty hard to get. Really, the only good way to get money is from making a dress, and you can get a lot of money from making a dress. You can get anywhere between 12 and I think maybe even 24 coins for making a single dress, or you can get between 2 and 5 victory points. And so you have to make a choice. Do I need the money now? If you're making the dress early, do you want to go after that money, or do you want the victory points? And so that's the first interesting decision. The second interesting decision is where you actually put the dress, and this is where I think Rococo really separates itself from other Euro games. Because this is a really interesting choice to make, and it involves area control. So on the board, this is a portion of the board. You can see all these different slots to fill. And on these slots, you'll choose an empty slot, and you'll put the dress there. I'm trying to find an example, because on many of these slots, here's one. On many of these slots, like this one, you get an additional reward if you choose that slot. So there are a couple interesting things going on here. The first is where you put the dress, just in terms of what room you put it in, because these are separated. This is like a room of 3 dresses. So you're putting the dress and you're sending it on a lady. I think they're tailored suits as well, and you're sending this person to a specific room at the party to feature that dress. And at the end of the game, if you are the player with the most dresses or outfits represented in that room, you'll get some victory points. So there's an area control thing going on here. At the same time, like I mentioned, there are some slots where there are instant rewards that you get. So you have to balance that. Do you want the instant reward, or do you want to go after the area control? And there's also a factor of the color of dresses that you make. Which is more, I guess, a decision that you make when you decide which dresses you want to make. But at the end of the game, there can be some points awarded if you have all of the different colors or a certain number of one of the colors. But You can see that there are 4 interesting decisions that you're making, or 3, I guess. You're deciding to get money from the dress, to get victory points, where to put it in terms of area control, and where to put it in terms of getting an immediate reward. So there's all these interesting decisions, and it's a satisfying choice to make as you fill up this board. You can visually look across the board and see this kind of this party that you and the other players have created over the course of the game. It's just a really satisfying way of filling orders, a really clever system. So I guess my question for you today is, what are some other games that use a clever system like this, where when you complete an order, you have several interesting decisions that you can make in a short amount of time so you don't bog down the game or create downtime? I'd love to hear of other examples of games that do things like this. And it's kind of an inspiration for me if the next this style of Euro game that I make, I'd love to do something really interesting with the orders that you're fulfilling throughout the game. Something thematic in addition to this is a good way to thematically do it, because you have this party going on where you're putting all the dresses. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Rococo, my favorite game design mechanism in Rococo. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Rococo or other games that use a similar mechanism. Thanks.